didn't realize. All right, so we should.
What's it say, baby?
Oh. Oh yeah, that holiday thing there looks good.
Talk again.
Hello.
Alright, so this is like what?
Yeah, it's always delayed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always like that.
But the sound sounds good, so people are getting the sound.
Yeah.
So is it just live as on here, or what's going live?
It's always like that. I mean,
What's it going live for?
it's going live through StreamYard, yeah. But, okay.
Dude, I'm like trying not to have my legs all up in the shot.
Okay, so now that I know it's doing that. I gotta mute my phone so I don't get no notifications. I gotta pull up my Twitter thing. Make sure you got your Twitter stuff up, pull up, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I already got my
week and shit, so.
comments and stuff.
The 2 people on, is that you guys?
What happened?
The 2 people on, is that you guys?
It's not me.
No, it's not us. No, so there's people waiting.
It's probably you.
No, I'm off it now.
Oh, it's probably Gabby's one of them.
Whoever.
She said she was going to watch.
Yeah, whoever it is.
She goes, I'm not going to comment. I was like, okay. I was like, you should.
Yeah, right?
Oh, never mind. She doesn't have it on yet. I got to put it on. Hold on, she said. I got to ask her what looks better, the backwards hat or the frontwards hat. So that's... Dude, I can't believe Katie got traded. The trade market's a mess. Dude. Yeah, I was gonna point that out too. Our shirt, we both have bells.
Peter, I think you guys should go to a game and do like mini trivia, and if they get the answer right, give a magnet or a shirt.
Oh, that's
Ever seen
cool.
those videos?
Yeah, those videos are tough. And we're calling Austin too, he said. Like, that's where we're
Yeah.
there. Alright, I got that up. I gotta go back to my Twitter. I gotta get the freaking thing up. Look at us. 50th episode, and I'm like still trying to pull things up. Alright. Let me plug this in. So make sure that's good. Everything that works. I would.
Series patch on the side? No, it's on the side.
Yeah, well, you do have it inside. Everything's still good, babe? Okay. What? Bro, it's just gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's gonna happen that way, yeah?
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2.
All right, I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Good? Everything all right?
Yep. I'm gonna put my water on the floor.
Hopefully this goes good. And it, babe, if you have to text me about something, just text me, and I might see it like late or whatever, but it's what it is. All right. I'm gonna start
You didn't
recording.
even notice we both got bells on our shirts, did you?
No, I did not notice that, actually. That's crazy. All right, word. I'm cool with that. All right, so we're gonna start. All right, you ready to start?
Am I one or what am I? One
So
or
you're
two?
one.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
You're
I was
good.
peeking when I was laughing. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. It's okay with
I
peace.
was also I was also laughing really loud. So
That's fine. All right, you ready to start?
yes.
All right, we're starting right on time. All right, so I'm gonna hit record. We'll wait 10 seconds.
We're about
to
as
go
on
from there.
time as the Phillies usually are.
Yeah, we are. All right, so I'm gonna wait 10 seconds and then we'll start. All right.
Yep.
Ready?
I'm good.
All right, let's do
Oh, you gotta hit play on the camera. That doesn't work. Is that what I just said?
Babe, can you hit it on the camera? Yeah, hit it. Oh, maybe it's already streaming. It's already recording then. No? Oh yeah, it is because it's streaming through StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're chilling. Look at
Yeah.
us. All right, yeah, hit it again real quick, just so we can get out of it. All right, we're good. All right, so we're already live. All right, we're recording. All right, bet.
Wow. Okay.
Hopefully it works. If it's not, then we.
If not, then we have a whole lost episode.
I know. right, that's fine. That's all right. That's all right. It's streaming, so we're live. It says we're live, right? Okay, word. All right.
Oh yeah, Gabby said it's been streaming. So
Okay,
we're all,
no,
all
I already knew it was streaming. I already knew it was streaming.
Okay, all right, all right.
Good.
Gotcha.
All right, word. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
I am.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast, 50th episode special. I'm your host, Pete, along with my co-host, Henry. What is up, my guy?
We're halfway to 100.
Halfway to 100. Halfway, dog.
That's crazy.
We have gotten this far. And you know what? Honestly, it does sound crazy saying it sometimes because it's only, some people be
It's
like,
only 50,
only 50,
right?
but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
some people don't even do like 10 episodes. when
Yeah,
they start
well,
something
like
this.
what? Shout out StreamYard. They always send us like emails and stuff, like
Yeah.
articles on how to podcast better and stuff. They always say like most people don't make it past 10.
Yeah.
So to do more than 10 episodes, like
I know. And
You know.
I was saying it to you before when you got here. It's like we've taken time out of our busy schedules. We've committed like this much to it and like, you know, trying to like keep up with every game that we can to get information that we need for the pod. And it's like, it's gone like, you know, it's been ups and downs, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
of course.
dealt with things, hasn't been perfect, but it's like, you know, you get to this point and you're like,
Yeah.
look back here, like it feels like so much time is going by.
It's crazy. Like we have guests, we have all this stuff. Like I feel efficient.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and,
Like,
and we did guests early too. It's not like
Yeah,
we waited.
yeah,
Some
yeah,
people wait because they're a little nervous. They don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna mess up anything. But we're like, nah, let's do it now. Type of thing. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah. Well, we just had to jump right in. I mean, it's it was awesome, man.
yeah. No, and it's just
We had,
like
10 episodes in? We had our first guest.
we did.
It
Yeah,
was Fritz, right?
yeah.
Fritz is the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought.
So it's just it's been fun, and I know we're gonna keep it going. Obviously, you know, we're
Yeah,
gonna
of course.
do this as long
Absolutely.
as we can. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
you know, it's just another step closer to 100, man. And
Yeah.
you know what? And I joked about it on a couple episodes ago about the champagne. I did end up getting some champagne, so I figure, you know, we'll cheers to 50. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a quick sip there. You know, that man chugged.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
I was taking a little sip, but I mean, I'll chug. That's
Do
fine.
whatever you want to do.
Woo.
Man.
Cheers to 50, right?
Yeah. That
I
was
mean, come
water
on now.
for YouTube. That was water.
Yeah. Celebratory stuff. It's just that, you know, it's all good. It's all good.
I can't believe we're already at 50. Like that's crazy.
I know it is. It's
We've been
insane.
trying to get the 50 stream together too. Like
We have been. Yeah.
It's been all over the place. We got Father's Day a week ago.
Yeah.
We were gonna do it the week before that, but then it was like, we just always had stuff going on.
And we
so.
also had to play it around the Philly schedule and who they were playing too.
Well, that too. Yeah. I mean, and who better to have the 50 episode
Yeah.
than the Mets? You know what I mean?
Now,
But-
unfortunately, I wish it was a day game, so then we should at night. after the
Yeah, I
series,
know,
But,
I
they gotta
know.
have it on you know,
Yeah.
national television.
right.
ESPN. Probably not the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not looking forward to hearing that
No,
tonight. But
no McCarthy, no Kruk. I mean, really.
yeah, nothing.
Really
Nothing.
don't.
It's unfortunate, but regardless, shout out to 50 episodes for us. Let's keep it going, and shout out to everybody who's been with us so far up until this achievement.
Yeah,
So we
shout out.
appreciate
I
it.
mean, we had a lot of people that
Yep.
have been helping us out, supporting us. I know Gabby, she's not here right now. She's actually working at the stadium tonight. So
Okay.
shout out to her. She helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
She's, You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout-
Tal for you.
Yep,
You know what
shout
I
out to
mean?
Tal.
Like everybody,
you're now helping us
parents
with
and
that stuff,
everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of help.
Yeah, it is. It is. We appreciate it all the time, every time, and continue as we keep going.
Sure.
But all right, let's get to the important stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do this.
Yeah. Enough of that sappy crap.
Yeah, right. I was almost about to cry. No, I'm kidding. Actually, wait a minute, real quick. Let's get a round of applause. for us.
Yes.
I can't forget that,
If
too.
you hit the wrong one, that would have been a shame.
yeah, hit the wrong one. Would be bad. Round of applause for everybody. Anyway,
Yeah,
all right. So yeah, let's talk about the Phillies. Let's get into this right now because obviously, you know, we'll talk about the Mets, the last two games against the Mets for right now, and then we'll get to some other things, you know, later in the conversation. But series is tied 1-1 going into tonight's game. Phil's got the win on Friday, big win there, 10-2. And then yesterday, they were just giving out home runs to almost every player. It felt like so.
They gave out one that a guy that got sent down today.
Yeah,
Imagine
exactly.
hitting a home run and then the day
Yeah.
after you get sent down to AAA.
You think you're doing so well, and then
Could
they're
you,
like,
Matt? Right, all right. You're like, man, this might be what the organization needs to keep me. Nope.
yeah,
See ya.
exactly, dude. I can't stand him anyway, so whatever. Good
Whatever,
riddance.
dude. Yeah,
None of
as-
my business,
As
but-
Frank the Tank calls him, awful res.
yeah, right.
That is quite the nickname, man. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
So yeah, so let's go to Friday's game real quick and talk about that. I mean, slow game to start off of, and Wheeler kind of struggled in the beginning. In the first inning, his pitch count was at like 20 already. And I mean, he still ended up, going a good amount of innings or whatever, and pitched for like 95 or whatever. But yeah, he got out, like he was almost about to give up some runs in the first inning, and then he got out of it unscathed, thank God. But
he wasn't getting much help from the umpire.
Well,
that
too.
Terrible.
You saw him like saying some words after the one inning.
Yeah,
was, like,
I think it was was that the sixth? That might have
sure
been the sixth. I was gonna say because I knew it was later in the game.
Yeah.
But I think it was the sixth because he was like, I don't know if he was in danger of giving up runs or whatever it was, but they missed a call, like an obvious one, and it was like, this is getting ridiculous. I mean, you see around the league, the umpires have been terrible.
Oh yeah, I mean it's.
Did you see that game? It was the Dodgers game. It was Dodgers and Padres, or Dodgers Padres. Maybe it was Dodgers somebody else. I don't know. But Yamamoto almost had an immaculate inning. And it was literally like it was at the guy's thighs. Like, it couldn't have been any more of like a really perfect pitch.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, ball," and everybody was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, I don't really like the Dodgers, but like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
as a Yamamoto fantasy owner, that's absurd.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, and obviously I'm not surprised with the umpire.
It's all
stuff.
around the league, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah, and I was like, they weren't helping out Wheeler. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be one of those nights. I was actually at the game in person, so it's like I kind of had a good view of like the home plate. It was kind of hard to see. I mean, I could see some check swings. Whatever,
it's tough when you're there. Like I sit my seats for my season ticket. Sorry, I'm sharing our event on Facebook.
No, you're good.
But my seats for my season plan are this. It's so directly up from home plate, like straight up from the center, is the walkway between my section and the section that's on the left.
Okay.
So I'm almost right there. So I can kind of see, but it's kind of tough sometimes. Like can't see where it's at necessarily, like how high or low.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's so obvious and then they miss it and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it was kind of like a slow start. There wasn't much going on, and then like I told you I was getting PTSD from game one of the playoffs last year because Wheeler wasn't getting any run support. He's pitching well, and then it's just like there's just like no
last
runs.
night felt like game one to me.
But Friday night was, and especially me being there was like tough. But yeah, so I mean for the most part it was, and the guy that was pitching for the Mets, the Tidwell dude, like he just got called up or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean we were making him.
That was his second game, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I know that like when going into a series and we're playing a pitcher that we've never seen before, I'm like, I know we're gonna struggle somewhat. Like I have a feeling. And everybody says that. It's so like cliche to say.
I mean, he had like a 14.5 ERA when he came into the game, and somebody was like, "We're gonna get shut out, aren't we?"
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude,
geez, man.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Like, yes, but still,
it's unfortunate to think like that. But I mean, the guy was pitching pretty well for the most part.
Right.
I mean, he had 4 strikeouts against us, and I was like, dude, this guy's turning like prime Verlander in front of my face right now. Like, it's like annoying.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, let's kind of hit this guy around. Like, come on now. Yeah. Like, let's not help him out, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, eventually though, they did catch up to him. And I texted you too. I said maybe like the third time around through the lineup, they'll probably like figure something.
You said second time. You were like, maybe the second time.
Second, third time. Either.
No, but you were right either way. Like when you said, like they got to figure him out this next time around. That's you got to get hits in those innings. Like that's crucial, especially like you see pitchers' numbers now, and this is why guys get pulled sometimes after like the 7th inning, or they don't even go into the 7th inning because the manager doesn't want guys seeing them twice. Like God forbid somebody pitches a complete game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy, but yeah, I mean the second time through that order, that's always crucial, especially for us because I think that second time guys like Castellanos, who doesn't really have an approach. He's admitted that he doesn't really have an approach. I think that's when guys like him shine. You know what I mean? So those are crucial at bats
for sure. It took until like the 4th inning for us to break through and finally score a run. Otto Kemp grounded to a force out, and then who scored? It was Nick Castellanos scored. Okay. So end up being 1-0. So good on Otto Kemp to put the ball in play.
Yeah.
Seems to be
He's been doing pretty good.
Settling in, and defensively too, I will say. Not even just offense, but defensively, which is huge for us. Yeah. You know how great Bryce is at first.
Yeah.
But I just think what he's doing defensively is great. And then whatever he gives us offense wise is also good as well. So I'm pretty impressed so far.
Yeah, me too.
Let's start off shaky.
The thing that makes me nervous though, and he's done it a couple times just out of panic, which I don't think he like. I think he knows the right thing to do. I think it's just kind of like a panic move.
Yeah.
When he gets a ground out at first, and instead of just tossing it to the pitcher, he throws it overhand.
Yeah.
And it's like that makes me so nervous because I just think that the ball's going to sail. Because like obviously, Gold Glove Pete Alonso, he's screwed up for the Mets twice in a row, 2 games in a row for them. That was earlier in the season, but like plays like that is what makes me nervous. Like the fundamental things that Bryce does so well makes me nervous for Kemp.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I can see that too. And it's just like, what he's been doing, I'm okay with. And as long as he just keeps being himself and not trying to do too much, bro, then like I don't have to stress about it. Like it's just fine. Just like do what you got to do and try to fit in or whatever type of thing. But yeah, after he drove in a run, then it was Brandon Marsh who singled on a live drive, which scored. And JT scored. Really impressed with Marsh recently.
Yes.
Recently, I would say like he's kind of like stepping up a little bit, doing what he has to do, especially at that part of the lineup.
Yeah.
I had somebody message me like, "Oh, like why is Rojas not in the lineup recently?" And I'm like, "Well, because Marsh is playing better right now." I mean, it's not.
They are.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, he is.
It is what it is. I mean, maybe defensively, like sometimes he's not doing great, but I mean, for the most part, offense wise, he's pulling the ball the other way. He's pulling it to different, mostly to the right field for the most part. But I mean, it's good to see him doing that, especially what he went through to begin the season. So
I agree. And then I think it all changed once he got that hit in his first at bat back from AAA.
Yeah.
And he just like folded his hands. He was like, "Oh my gosh, thank God that's over," because he was hitless in 31 at bats.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a phantom IL stint, maybe it wasn't, but he needed the time, and it's definitely showing now. I think in his mind too, just friendly competition wise.
Yeah.
He wants to beat Rojas out for that spot
for sure. And then the energy that he brings too. It's always
of course. Yeah, of course.
And then
Keeps
after
the team
that,
young.
Yeah, exactly, it does. After that, 5th inning, nothing really happened. In 6th inning is when it really got ugly. Taijuan Walker came into the game and gave up 2 back-to-back solo shots, which tied the game 2-2. I'm not gonna lie to you, sitting there was kind of frustrating, and obviously, and it's just like I don't know what to say anymore about Walker for the most part. It is what it is. I can't wait the day when he's off this team. Can't get here any quicker. Like in my opinion, I know he's got another year left.
Dude's
but
driving me nuts.
He's driving me nuts.
He's got to be cut. Well, you have to cut him.
It shows that he can't be trusted in those high tense situations.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
like he's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like painful.
It is.
It's painful.
It is.
Like and I saw a tweet real quick before we get into our next thing. Like I saw a tweet and it was like, well, what if I don't have the tweet bookmarked. I should have bookmarked it. But somebody said, I have a feeling that if Nola is out, which obviously is on a 60-day IL.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the actual return date on that is, like what the 60-day mark would be.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they retroactively put him there or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But somebody said that if they call Painter up, move Mick to the bullpen, have Painter be that 5th starter.
Yeah.
To take place of Nola. So I don't know what you think about that, but
yeah.
And then you cut Taijuan.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, though. It's always been a discussion of like whether you cut him or not, especially all the money they're paying him. I know, but like that's the thing.
He's so bad.
It's easy to say that from here, but Dombrowski's not going to do it.
But why?
There's so many things that we've said in recent years that were like, oh, Dombrowski's got to do this, Dombrowski's got to do that. He's not going to do it, and he's definitely not going to cut Taijuan for the money he's paying him. So it is what it is, and that's the tough part about it. Is that for me, I'm just like, honestly, I know I want him off this team, but it might not happen until after his contract's up, unfortunately. And
but they're gonna save the money on having the guys that are AAA guys come up and they're paying them pennies on the dollar versus what they pay Taijuan. I'd rather them pay Taijuan for that year, have them go through the motions, do what they're supposed to be doing, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's just so
he's cooked.
bad.
He's beyond cooked. And it honestly gets to a point anymore where like I don't even get mad. I'm just like, dude, I've had enough with you at this point. Like I'm just not even kind of like, it is what it is.
I know. It's just it's a lot, man.
So and then 7th inning, real quick, that was the big inning for the Phillies where they kind of went off and started scoring. Stott had that big triple who drove into 2 runs. JT and Castellanos, we saw that clip of them running side by side, basically like that. It was a crazy moment.
Did you see what JT said after the game?
Yeah,
they asked him. He said, he goes, I made the executive decision. We're either going to both be out or we're going to both be safe. It's going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
Shout out to the umpire. I know I said he wasn't great, but that double safe call, man, that was electric.
It's great. It's cinema, dude. It's cinema. You got to make it dramatic.
It was awesome.
That's the cool part about it.
Yeah, definitely.
but it was definitely a huge inning. Definitely one that like they needed. Just driving those runs, and that kind of was like pretty much. Castellanos had the 2-run homer later in the game, which kind of put it away.
Right.
But at that point, it was like, I felt pretty confident that like, okay, we have a lead good enough for like what's his name, Max Lazar, I think it was, close the game, that he could like just like, okay, we have the space now.
Breathe.
So I'm cool. Exactly.
That would have been a perfect Carlos Hernandez spot.
Nah, we're done.
Rest in peace, his Phillies career.
Yeah, he's on there on that list of like, no, he wants to talk about you.
Terrible.
And real quick, we'll fit in. We're not going to talk too much about the second game because it was really ugly. Before we get into our next thing, but basically, Mick Abel just didn't have it.
Yeah, he didn't have it. It is what it is. I mean, Gabby kept texting me every time they would homer. Welcome to the show, Mick. You know what I mean? Like it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes a guy doesn't have it. He's had 3 great starts for us already.
Yeah,
dude, he can wear one. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
I started him in fantasy. Probably not the greatest idea.
You like dropped him mid-game.
I know. I did. It's just like it's the frustration I showed.
They didn't even pull him from the mound yet, and you dropped him.
I know. I was over it, but it is what it is. And like I didn't kill the kid too much. No, I mean,
of course not.
Giving up 2 homers to Soto. Not the biggest fan of that because I just don't like Soto as it is. So
yeah,
of course him like pimping the home run in mid-June is kind of, it's got some balls, but. Whatever. And the slow trots are a little much. So.
Dude, if Albert, I was yelling at my TV last night. Whatever, dude.
He's not even there anymore, so he can't try.
Yeah, he got sent down to AAA while we were waiting to record. So
just like, dude.
Adios, pal.
Good riddance, round up your home run trots.
Yeah. Dude, he was like halfway between third and home. I told you earlier.
Yeah.
He was halfway between third and home and just started walking.
Ridiculous.
I was like, can we stop?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can the umpire step in? Like, yo, buddy, let's keep it going.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then the Casty play, not sure what happened there. They were saying that the ball kind of like curved in the air a little bit. I guess
tailed. It had.
I don't know. Yeah, dude.
He tracks balls pretty. He tracks balls pretty well. Like generally, and he started running over. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be foul. And then when everybody started going nuts, I was like, they were like, it's fair. It's fair ball. It's a fair ball.
Yeah.
I was kind of pissed that he just stood there and let it roll, but I also think he thought it was foul.
Probably, yeah.
So like he probably wasn't looking at the umpire for the call.
He ran into the wall, and then he didn't really notice what's going on.
Himself off and started walking. That's the part that got me mad in the moment. But then, like 10 seconds later, I was like, no, he didn't know that ball was fair.
Yeah.
Like, and it was fair by inches. Like,
just an ugly game all around. And honestly, it's one of those ones where it's like you hope you didn't wake up the Mets, because obviously they were on that like 6-7 game losing streak. Going into tonight's game, going to tonight's game with the pitching matchup that you have, it's like you wish you probably could have won that one, but honestly, it's like now you just gotta focus on tonight. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So it's just like I don't know.
I want to say something about the announcers real quick.
Okay, real quick, yeah.
Those national guys are terrible.
Well, yeah, we know this already.
Did you hear what they said about Buddy Kennedy?
No, I didn't.
They said it was his Phillies debut.
Oh my god! Well, did they say that was for this season?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No.
Well, there you
go. They said it was his first game in the majors.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then the guy on the mound for the Mets, it was his Mets debut or his major league debut, one of the two. I knew it was something significant, but it was like, oh, 2 guys making their MLB debut meet for the last step out of the game, and now the game's over. Dude, no ball. Like, prepare yourself, please. Like,
exactly.
It's just terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, we remember it was like Buddy Mania when they were all chanting Buddy.
Yeah. And he had like his little moment or whatever.
Yeah, and like, you guys didn't know about that? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Which, by the way, real quick, another quick pointer that I guess some people miss. I know I didn't miss, but Weston Wilson got sent down. So that's the end of that.
I mean,
maybe
it's the end of that for now. Like, it was the
for
end
now.
of that.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm just like, dude, I was over that experiment a long time ago,
and he wasn't even getting the playing time.
No,
what bothered me was he got all the playing time Cody Clemens should have been getting.
Yeah.
As soon as Cody Clemens got sent down, I was like, no, we're gonna play Weston Wilson all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like and now he's killing it in this.
Yeah.
So.
And then last thing, promise you, Nick Castellanos benching in Miami. How did you feel about that?
I think Rob went about it the perfect way.
Yeah.
I think you need to set a precedent. Like, dude, you're not gonna. I think that it wasn't something that he said to Rob, like about Rob. I think it was something that he said about his replacement.
Yeah.
Which there's been speculation on what it was, and we'll never find out. But
yeah, exactly.
He just he crossed the line.
Yeah.
And Rob needs to set a precedent. Like, dude, you're not going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to punk me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Nobody can just say whatever they want in here.
Yeah.
Which, to the fans that wanted a players I can't stand having a players manager. Well, you don't have one for a second, and then all of a sudden you go into a tailspin.
Yeah, and then they want to kill him or whatever.
Yeah, they want to kill him for it.
You can't win, regardless, is what we're saying with the fans. But
yeah,
for me, that's like, I'm very old school, I guess you could say. Like, obviously, you grew up in that like Charlie Manuel era where it's like he didn't take no BS.
Benching people for
he like benched Jimmy Rollins,
right? Multiple times.
Yeah. And I think like with Castellanos, I'm always 50-50 with. Like, I know he's a good player, at times, whatever, but he's also has his struggles. Obviously you can get a little, mouthy sometimes. He's very like dry type of thing. So he's gonna be brutally honest sometimes. Like, it is what it is. And hopefully, like, for me personally, when I saw it, like, it was annoying, yes, but I was just like, I hope, and I mean, they did for like a day or two, but like the Philly media was gonna run away with it type of thing and just kind of like dragging on. But,
I thought they did a better job with it than I thought would happen.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, Philadelphia's an Eagles town, whatever, but and they talk about that all the time and whatnot. But like, I thought that they did a good job at not like harping on it the entire time without having good dialogue. Like, it's one thing, like, I mean, Jack was talking about it on the afternoon show. They had great dialogue about it, and it wasn't like killing one guy or killing another. It was just like, this is the situation, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just like, at this point, it's like we move on. It happened. It seems like they talked it out and they were just being adults about it. And that first game back for Castellanos, I mean, he was out there with a vengeance. Like, he was swinging first pitch. He had that defensive play at the end of the game.
Who knew the only thing he needed was a day off?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the streak thing's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I'm like, dude, not to be mean or anything. I know you care about your career things, whatever, but I want championships. So if it took a seeding for you to like, get things going, then
dude,
it is what it is, I guess.
Man.
But
I don't even.
Yeah, it is what it is. But regardless, should we get to some callers?
Yes.
Call-ins with some of our friends for our
excited for this segment
thing here for the 50th. So let's give a shout, or let's call our friends over at Philly First. Let's see. We're gonna call our boy Austin here. Bear with us. Hopefully.
I hear him in the headphones.
Okay, you do hear it?
Yeah.
Word. Hello?
Yo.
Fellas, what's up?
What up?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Salutations.
What's going on?
What's up, boys?
None. How you guys doing?
Chilling in the studio right now. Also mid-recording our Sunday episode, but we had to cut it because we got to make time for the special 50.
Absolutely. Oh, wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh yeah, brother. We put a hard pause on that. We're like, yep, let's go time. Let's do this.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, man. And welcome to the 50th. We're glad that you guys will be able to join us real quick. We do have like a question or two, and then we'll let you guys predict about tonight's game going into that or whatever. So I'll ask you guys the first question, and you guys kind of like answer all together or give your quick thoughts, whatever, for each one.
Perfect.
So my first one for you guys is how at this moment, up until this point, even including the last two games, if you want to, how do you guys feel about the Phillies right now in this moment?
In this moment,
okay.
Got to pay attention to those words, gentlemen.
I know.
In this moment, Austin, you want to tee that off?
All right, I'll tee it off. I'll give my short spiel, and then we just go down the line. Again, quickly, shout out, guys. Congrats on 50 episodes.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for letting us be a part of it.
Appreciate you.
Of course. But yeah, in the moment, I feel I'm going to give a confidence level to how I feel. I know you didn't ask that, but I'm going to say like I'm sitting at about a 7.3.
0.3, brother. You got to stop with these decimals.
7.3.
I like it.
I feel really good about our starting rotation, top to bottom. I know Nola's hurt. I know Luzardo's been shaky as a bit as of late, but I feel very strongly about our starting rotation. Would put us up against anybody in a 5-game or 7-game series. Love what I see out of the starting rotation, exceeding expectations. Offensively, Turner has been turning it around since the start. Same with Alec Boehm. Schwarber's been doing his thing all year. Costy's been all right. But yeah, there's some guys that, like it's Marsh and Rojas, the center field situation, even though Marsh has been looking okay right now. I don't even know kind of really what to think of Kepler offensively. Stott, my guy, I don't know what's going on there. I know obviously had the double yesterday or 2 days ago, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like the bottom half of our offense is really struggling. Granted, we don't have Harper right now too, but I'd say offensively, it's kind of a little underperforming in general. And everybody knows the bullpen, man. It's hot trash. Alvarado really did us dirty.
I don't know, man. Mercado's been lighting it up.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm being sarcastic, Pete. Don't agree with me, please.
I mean, hey, he's had his moments. So
yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Yeah, he Walker, dude, just Dombrowski eat some of that contract and just ship him off.
How much do you guys think he got booed when he walked off the mound? The cameras cut pretty quick.
I mean, shoot, I would have cheered as he got pulled.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know, but like, holy cow, that was bad. Pete, weren't you at the game?
Should we start like a GoFundMe for the team?
Yeah, I was
Buy
there.
out the contract.
Yes, start a GoFundMe. Yes, I agree.
Oh my God, there's a part of your soul, man. I felt bad. My soul was just like, Jesus, get this man out of the public eye now. Like I was crushing for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now,
man.
Right now we're tied with first in the NL East. You can't complain. Big game tonight, but yeah, I mean, I would say with the record, how we are right now, what you kind of would expect at the point. Overall, I'd say I'm fairly pleased, but it's just that bullpen sits in the back of my mind every freaking day.
Yeah,
and it's worrisome for sure.
Yeah, it sure does. I'll make mine short and sweet. You pretty much laid it on the table there, Austin. More copy and paste there from me. But yeah, my main concern, guys, is bullpen. I think the offensive bats, once they're cooking, they're cooking. They really they got to stop collectively going cold. Like I understand, like people are going to hit the rough patches, but how about we don't do it together?
Yeah.
We need somebody to rise above the stars when somebody's maybe struggling, and somebody to step up there. And I do believe we have the lineup to do that. So I'm confident in our offense. We got to really focus on that bullpen, man. Because if our starters aren't going 7 strong innings, we don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Right.
Go ahead, Siege. What do you got, buddy?
Absolutely. Yep. And same here. I won't beat a dead horse. Austin did a really good job kind of laying out the primary facts there for sure. Not to be a pessimist.
Yeah, he really took up our radio time.
Doing his best.
Exactly. But yeah, not to be a pessimist in any way, but I kind of give it a 50-50 shot here, just depending on who decides to show up tonight. Are we going to get the first game of the series team, or are we going to get last night's team? It really depends on who comes.
2 polar opposite games, man.
Yeah.
2 different teams. Same name cards, but
different approaches, completely different approaches.
100%. Yep.
Exactly. So that's my point of view, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, love it.
And then I guess, like, honestly, like, from what it seems like, you guys feel like when it gets to the trade deadline, like that area, like obviously bullpen is number 1 on the list, correct?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we past the whole center fielder thing?
So I'm gonna
no.
Henry. Here's my response. I know you and I have been talking back and forth with it.
Yes. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I was a Marsh hater. I even texted the Phillies chain guy and said, I think in some of it, I still think Marsh doesn't have range in center field completely as he should. Like even some of those catches, or some of the balls that he missed recently, it's like not saying like Rojas is making every single player.
No, but when you look at a play and go, Rojas would have made that, you get frustrated.
Yeah, Rojas would have made that. Sure. Exactly. I wish Rojas could just be just hit a slightly better, so you could just play Rojas in center and Marsh in left. Ideally, that's what I would prefer, because you have the best of both worlds. You would have Marsh's bat in the lineup if he's doing what he's doing, and then you would have Rojas in center, who is a true center fielder. Marsh is not a true center fielder.
In left, he's definitely
purposes.
Better. He's a plus defender when he's in left.
Yeah. In left, correct. Yeah. But yeah, I mean Kepler. Like I like Kepler for sure. He's patient at the plate mostly, but I just don't get it, dude. Offensively, it's just like he walks or just I feel like he hits a home run, walks, or makes an out.
brother. I mean, but you look at his career stats. We're really getting
and that's what I said.
We're getting a copy and paste Kepler that we unfortunately, and yeah, you were right. Like I was pretty excited. I was like, hey man, this might be a good spark. But
I was like,
you look at his career stats. We are getting the Kepler. That is Kepler.
The advertised value.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more from Kepler in certain aspects of the game. Sure. But I mean, like, obviously, like, it just situational hitting, I feel like, is just like, a big spot. I would like to see him.
Situational hitting is massive.
Oh, yeah.
Massive with these guys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would be fine with not making a move in the outfield as long as we can put all our eggs in the basket and build the bullpen, because obviously we don't really need anything else as long as there's no injuries. But I mean, it would also kind of be nice to have just a bat off the bench. You would feel like you could some guys, like a team might be a little bit of afraid of. I know not everybody has that, being that the DH is in the National League now.
We need a Matt Stairs.
But we have like when anybody that pinch hits on our team, it's like, who are we most scared of? Edmundo Sosa stepping to the plate, as a pinch hitter? No, like you have Buddy Kennedy, the Weston Wilson effects, it's just Rafael Marchand. Like who's pinch hitting off of our bench that someone's like, shit, like they're pinch hitting him.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, real quick before we let you guys go, give us a prediction for tonight's game for each of you guys.
CJ, why don't you tee it off?
Oh, you're gonna put me up front like that? You sure you wanted me to do that?
Yeah,
give it to us.
All right. I actually have the Phillies taking the series.
Okay.
I do.
So you're sticking with the prediction.
I am
sticking with the prediction.
What's the score tonight?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what Pete said. He wants to score.
Oh, he wants to score.
Yeah,
Okay, well, okay. I'll give you a score. I'll give you a score. I tell you what, it's going to be 8-3.
8-3.
Wow.
Phillies.
Yeah,
we're gonna get those bats rolling.
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I like it.
Me or you?
I'll go. I'm going to tee off with a copy there, CJ. I got the Phillies winning. I do believe we're going to leave the bank with a first place in the NL East. I think the boys get it done 5-2.
Right on.
Damn. Now I wish I didn't go last because I'm leaving it. I'm leaving a negative energy. I did predict 2-1. We do our predictions every series. I did predict 2-1 Phillies. That is my prediction, but my gut says right now on this phone call for tonight's game, after the bullshit we saw yesterday, I got Mets winning 4-3 tonight.
Oh, that'd be a hard
painful.
You guys want me to? hey, you guys want me to smack him now for you?
I mean, we need honesty. That's all. Like, at least you're honest. You know what I mean? Like, I always make fun of Pete because every series in review that we do, and he does the Pete's picks. He picks the Phillies to win almost every series. Last year, I was like, dude, you're killing me. We're not going to win every series. I'm
too confident.
Of course.
I know. It's a lot of wishful thinking, man, brother. Oh, man, I wish.
It is.
But
well, guys, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as everybody knows, man, in baseball, it is really, truly a day-to-day thing. You know, it's hot and cold, and you never know.
Absolutely.
You're right about that. Well, guys, listen, we really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to join us. And for anybody out there, if you want to go listen to a great podcast, Philly First Podcast, the guys are great, do a good job. But again, we appreciate you guys taking time out of the day to join us today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate this opportunity, my friends. And we can't wait to see you guys here soon.
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
Yep. See you guys soon. All right.
All right, fellas.
All right, y'all. Take care.
See you guys.
Peace. All right. Not too bad. I was like that. All right. So I guess we'll give our other friend a call. Other friend a call. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Hopefully he answers.
Wouldn't that be something? You're full of questions, though.
Yeah, you better hurry up and do that.
Yeah, we're good.
What's up, boys?
What's
going on, Jack?
There he is. Old friend. Well,
yeah. I mean, our returning guest, friend of the pod, I guess.
Mr. Jack
Jack Fritz. What's going on?
Just trying to recover from last night's beatdown.
That was
a brutal night
one.
down at the ballpark. Brutal night.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad we didn't get a final out from you last night because I don't like I'm glad we didn't, but I'm also like I wish I saw the reaction. You know what I mean?
Strictly final outs after the Phillies win. That's the that's the only time I want to do them.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So we just have a couple of questions here. for you. Just we appreciate you giving us the time. Fitting us into your busy schedule. We know, father of two and everything.
Yeah.
We know
Early candidate for father of the year. Yeah.
yes, definitely. So how do you feel about the Phillies right now, just as they're currently constructed? Maybe what do you think should be the biggest thing going into the deadline, stuff like that? What's your gut feeling about the team at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think they're definitely good. I feel good about how they've played without Bryce, but they have real flaws. They have real and it's actually nice. They have two absolutely clear needs, and one is in the bullpen and one is another hopefully impact bat. But I think that I think the nice part is they've really righted themselves after losing 9-10. Friday night was just glorious. Last night sucked, and hopefully tonight they get back on the right path. But I think with this starting staff, and outside of Abel last night, we'll see how he kind of progresses here. But, with this starting staff, you feel pretty dang good every single night they go out there. So, I think you've seen some fortitude here from them without Bryce. I think you've seen a decent amount of fight. You've seen some of the young players, that struggled earlier in the year having some a good stretch here. Obviously, Bohm, Marsh, Stott looks like he's starting to come out of it a little bit. So, they're good. I think they're one of the 4 best teams in the National League, but they're definitely flawed, and it's on Dombrowski to decide how big of a move he wants to make at the deadline.
Yeah, and you brought up the point about the starting staff. I mean, I don't know how you go into a playoff series, and it's going to be tough not to be confident in the starting staff as currently constructed, and this is without Nola. So when he's on the shelf and they're looking this good, it's tough not to be confident about that. I just have a follow-up to the bullpen thing. You said we need that at the deadline. Do you think it'll be one arm could solve the problem, or do you think ideally 2 versus 1?
So I think it's one. And then they're going to put one of those starters in the bullpen. I don't know which starter they're going to put in the bullpen yet. I think they luckily for them, they have 2.5 months to decide who they want to put in the bullpen. But I think whoever they put there, they're viewing as a weapon, not the Taiwan going to the bullpen, a real late inning option. So yeah, I think they'll add one. What I find interesting is, are they committed to letting Kerkering just cook in the ninth?
Yeah.
And if they're committed to that, then hey, maybe that takes a Felix Bautista off the board, or Munoz out and Seattle, or some of those like big relievers that are going to cost a lot prospect wise. Maybe you settle for the tier below that if you trust Kerkering enough in the ninth inning. So I think it's going to be one. And the nice part, well, not the nice part, but like Alvarado is going to come back at least and be able to help them hopefully get into the playoffs.
Just bridge the gap. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe that's where a time where if Strahm is still struggling, you can kind of sit him down for a little bit. But I think it'll just be one, and then they'll put one of the starters in there and expect that to be a second addition to the bullpen.
For sure. And real quick, before we get to your prediction for tonight's game, follow up real quick about just Bryce Harper in general. Obviously, the reports came out that like he started hitting a little bit. Obviously, he's taking ground balls and stuff like that. He's got the brace on his wrist. When he comes back, like, how confident? Like, obviously, we know Bryce can do Bryce things at certain times, and like you've talked about before on High Hopes about like the power, and if that's going to decline, or if we're seeing that right now. What version of Bryce Harper do you think we're going to get? When he comes back from this wrist injury.
I mean, I think we're going to see the one that we saw after he came back last year in the second half. Now, he was hitting over 300 and that was great. But like we mentioned, the power wasn't totally there. I just think that might have to be the new reality for Bryce. And, like settling into a 290 and 25 home run guy, that just might be our new norm for him. I hope not, obviously. But if you ask me, like, my gut as to where I was at with the Bryce thing, with the wrist that seems like it doesn't require surgery, but they also aren't totally sure what's wrong with it. I definitely, I think hopefully we get the guy that we got in the second half of last year that was, again, hitting over 300, but the power wasn't totally there.
Yeah, I agree. It's just tough because the last couple of years, obviously, more so this year, he's taken kind of like a slow start. Because last year he had no home runs until it was buy one get $1 dog night. But he had the 2 home run game, and then he kind of caught fire from there. But I just hope that with this injury, it's not like when he got hit in the elbow where he comes back too fast. I heard you mention a couple times on the afternoon show that it's almost like we got swept, and he said, no, I need to be back. They need me. When turns out he had a wrist problem this entire time. So it's just tough to see a guy who has been so consistent for us and has been like Mr. Philly for however long, take that kind of a drop off. But I think 290 and 25 it isn't terrible, especially considering what guys are getting paid now. His contract doesn't look awful by any means. And you don't want to give up Bryce Harper for anything. So as long as he's a Philly, I don't care.
Sure.
But for your prediction for tonight, what do you think? Which team do you think we get for tonight, and what's your prediction for the score and everything?
Well, I when Alvarez hit that home run last night to make it 11-4, I thought maybe there was a shot that we're going to get, maybe a little brawl tonight. I thought he kind of stared at that one a little bit.
It was too much. It was too much. He was walking halfway between third and home. But the good thing is, Jack, I don't know if you saw the news. I'm sure you did. He will not be in attendance tonight because he's going back down to AAA. So
yeah, I know. So hope he enjoys Syracuse. But I obviously have no idea. I really just am curious what Luzardo we get. 2 starts to go dominant. We know the stretch for that, but the last start he really struggled with command. You could chalk that up to, hey, maybe he's back in his hometown, pitching against his old team. This is a big spot. It's Sunday Night Baseball, chance to take 2 or 3 from the Mets, get momentum back on your side. It's a good precursor to maybe the Luzardo we would get in a playoff start here. Luzardo, I don't know where he's going to be in the playoff rotation, but he's currently fighting, Ranger and Sanchez for 2-starter, 3-starter. And I think those guys have proven in the postseason that, they've got the stuff. So he's got to start separating himself too if he wants to get into that kind of mix. Or, hey, him out of the bullpen would be pretty electric. So we'll see.
That entrance would be awesome. You kidding me?
So, I know. So we'll see. But I feel good. I think last night you could chalk it up to Abel got smoked, and they just didn't have the slug. I thought they actually fought well last night until it just got super out of hand.
Yeah.
So I think they'll show up tonight, and it really just kind of depends upon Luzardo doing his job.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Listen, Jack, we appreciate you taking time out of the day to do this. We made it when you came on for the 10th episode. We were hoping to get you back on, so we appreciate you, coming back on here for the 50th, and maybe we'll catch you for 100th. So we'll see. But we appreciate your time today, and hopefully to talk soon.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm watching Sir Anthony attempting to hold a lead in the 7th inning against Aaron Judge. So
hey, Sir Anthony returned at the deadline.
Yeah, man.
Who knows?
The Orioles' price will be high for that. I'm sure.
Exactly. But yeah, Jack, we appreciate it, man.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, man, you too.
And congratulations on 50.
Thank you. Man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, see ya.
All right.
Awesome.
Well.
First call-ins went well.
I know.
Went well.
Not too bad. And now, maybe down the line we'll get some random callers. So
that would be cool.
That'd be crazy.
You open up the phone line now. You open up the phone lines.
Yeah, that might be like
we can put your phone number in the internet. I'll pass.
Whoa, I don't know that. We need like a burner phone or whatever.
Yeah, right.
All right,
remember when we were younger, it was like you used to buy those phones with pre-made minutes or predetermined minutes. Like, oh my god,
we could do that. I mean, it could work. It could work.
Yeah, but they probably don't plug into it.
No, absolutely not.
Thing anyway.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so real quick though, shout out to those guys for joining us today. Appreciate it. You guys are the best. And maybe do more of that down the road. We'll see.
Sure.
Tweets of the week. Got anything? Anything special?
I have one, and it's. I think it's 8 days old now. But
go ahead, yeah.
But actually, so it was on the 11th. That's what? Let me do some math. It was 11 days ago. But we really haven't talked since then. It's from Phillies Tailgate. They have a quote from a Jim Bowden article, Bowden, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It has a picture of Felix Bautista, which I think is the guy we should go after at the deadline, depending on depending on their asking price and things like that. The Phillies front office is determined to land a dominant back end of the bullpen reliever, and I'm sure they will do so before the trade deadline. If the Orioles don't get back in the race, Felix Bautista could be the Phillies' best option to take over the ninth inning. That's my tweet of the week, only because, we've discussed it at length. Me and Jack, or us and Jack, just talked about it.
Yeah.
That unless they let Kirkring rock out for the ninth, there's got to be a guy who's like, I know baseball doesn't really work this way anymore, but with Lidge, it was like you knew who your ninth inning guy was going to be no matter what.
Yeah.
So to me, I think we need a guy for the playoffs that it's like the ninth inning's his until somebody takes it from him.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Bautista could be that guy.
Dude, I was on the Bautista train for a while now. Since our
of course, you got on before I did. So.
I know. Well, speaking of Ryan Kirkring and closing situations, I have a funny tweet. It was actually like a reply to the tweet or whatever.
Okay.
So our great friend Fritz, who just had on or whatever. So he tweeted out. It was like I think it was during the Miami series, but he said Ryan Kirkring is now 120. It's what after he got his first save.
Yeah.
You good?
Sorry. A guy just ran into a Yankees player, just completely trucked the Orioles catcher and knocked his helmet off.
Oh, no.
And I just saw a clip when I was trying to look at my
face
tweets.
Scared me a little bit.
Yeah, that was a lot. He hit him hard.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So after he got his first save, first tweet out, he said, Ryan Kirkring is now 122 saves behind Jonathan Papelbon for the Phillies team record. Now, for Phillies fans out there who know how, Papelbon's time was here, especially with the fans, we're pretty understandable of that, but somebody.
Oh, is this?
somebody responded to Fritz and said one crotch grab behind as well.
That's a good one, man.
Dude, I had to bookmark that because the timing of it is just dude. Like it's just like.
And now like Papelbon getting in the media and stuff. It's almost like I forget like how abrasive he was with the Philly fans. Like just. A clip came up of somebody we had called up in like 2015, and that was the year we had 100 losses, and he's in there trying to give motivational speech, and I'm like, dude, if you don't get out of here, like I liked him when we got him, and then all of a sudden he just turned, man, one crotch grab. That's hilarious.
It's kind of crazy that like. I heard somebody talk about it before, but like the amount of saves he had with us.
I know.
Like it's kind of
I know.
It's like he wasn't here like too many years.
Well, and that was the funny thing. Like when Jack tweeted that, it was like, wait, he's the saves leader? Because like Lidge had 48 just that 1 year in the regular season.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to count just regular season. They're not going to count playoffs, but like I didn't know he was the franchise leader for that.
Yeah,
you got to get him off of our leaderboards. We need to scrub Papelbon from the record.
Yeah, exactly.
You really do. I mean, this is that. Like you said, though, he wasn't here very long.
No,
but I feel like he was the back end of that generation of baseball managers where like I just said, the ninth inning is theirs until it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's getting put into more games in the ninth inning than anybody else. Really,
I will say I was able to witness a game with him closing it out. I do vividly.
I don't remember if I did or not.
It was pretty electric. The walkout, obviously they had the whole walkout and the song, and I think it was Metallica. I'm pretty sure, whatever. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think so.
But it was I kind of slight memory. But yeah, not the greatest time for him here. I do have one more tweet, a little bit more serious this time around. So Tim Kelly tweeted out 15 hours. So like I think it was last night after the game. In regards to the bullpen,
right after the game, I'm sure, yeah.
And he said Rob Thompson said possibly when I asked if the Phillies will need a fresh bullpen arm tomorrow, added he hasn't talked to Dave Dombrowski yet. Now, I mean, by this point, hopefully they probably have talked. Listen. The thing about it for me is like, seeing that tweet, it's like, okay, yes, we asked like for another bullpen arm. It's like, well, guess what? Probably not gonna make a trade. And he's probably just gonna reach down into the and grab somebody from there, right? Or somebody off of waivers, maybe somebody a free agent. I don't know, but it's just like I see the tweet. And I'm like, okay, if you do talk to him, where's this going to get us? Is this going to get us to a solution of like getting a full vet arm, Or are we just putting this out there for a smoke screen and just being like, oh, well, yeah, I'll go down there and talk to him, have a meeting with him. Right. Not really, whatever.
Yeah, I just
like, okay.
Dude, I don't know. I don't even know what bullpen arm they would take up from the minor leagues. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Chassé has been okay, but he's not near ready.
No, absolutely not.
You know? And it makes you miss a guy like Sir Anthony.
It does. And then
Jose just had to go on Ozempic or whatever he did.
Aoyagi guy or whatever.
Oh yeah,
the
Koyo.
Japanese player.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and like people are like, oh, why not give him a chance? Like, well, he's also kind of been struggling too. So it's like he doesn't have the greatest stats in the world.
And I mean, did he come over from Japan for this season? Is this his first year over here?
I'm pretty sure
it takes time to adapt. You need to adapt to, and but no, not even like. Just from going from Japan to America, I'm saying just baseball league wise, going from the JBL or what is it? Is it JPL, JBL, whatever it is? Whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever
terms.
Yeah, me neither. But coming from that league to this one, it's totally different.
No, it is.
You know, guys are tuned up over here for 95 plus, and he just doesn't have that.
Yeah, and getting used to like CBP atmosphere.
Exactly.
Dude, are you gonna crumble? Or are you gonna do your job? Who knows? Anyway, but it is what it is. So we'll see. But any more from you, or
I'm good. I had so many
bookmark for the last couple of weeks, and like
I gotta stop just liking tweets. I got a bookmark.
You got a bookmark.
That's my problem.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
Exactly. All right, let's move into the top 10 Phillies up until this point. We talked about it yesterday to make a list. Kind of just like I guess we'll do from like number one, who has so far been like the most important Philly up until this point in the season, and I guess I'll start. I'm going to start from 10 and work my way down to number one.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Do you want to do like 10, 9, and 8, and then I do my 10, 9, and 8?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. Let's make it a little interesting.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So do you want to go first?
No, you can.
All right, let's go first. All right. All right. Now bear with me now. Don't like.
I won't jump you.
Because you might.
Oh, there's gonna be a couple where I'm sure I'm.
I know.
I'm not gonna agree.
Right, but so this list, top 10 Phillies up until this point. So I would say in regards to not even just stats, I would say just like has obviously played well, has helped his team to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Obviously that stuff can change throughout the
season. This was also inspired by the top 11 week of WIP.
Yes,
so.
which I like.
Shout out to them. It was a lot, man.
Times.
Oh, dude, it was a lot. See, you're not the football guy, but dude, the disrespect to that quarterback.
Well,
I'm not getting into this.
No, you're not gonna get into it. It is a little wild, but
yeah. That's why it was talked about so much.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll do 10, 9, 8. So here we go. So for my number 10 player, I'm gonna go Tanner Banks.
Okay.
And the reason why, real quick, one reason is just because he's been asked to go into certain situations to clean up, and he's gotten the job done.
Okay.
I know it's a little shocking. I know people aren't the biggest Tanner Banks fans out there. But you know me, and I was saying I was buying the Tanner Banks stock. And I think as of right now, I mean, you got to say he's been one of our relievers out of this bullpen. This bullpen is crap.
I know. Yeah, it is.
And if there's a bright spot to be seen for the bullpen, I'm going to highlight that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say, hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing what you need to do in high leverage situations. Even the other night against the Mets, Friday night, I mean, Walker gives up those back-to-back home runs. You're thinking, okay, Mets offense is going to go off. And he kind of calms it down a little bit. That's the type of stuff that you want to see. If he's doing the job, if he's doing that, great. Then you're doing a good job, right? Number 9. I'm doing this for the defensive side of things because obviously offense he struggles, but I'm putting JT Realmuto there.
Okay.
Just because defensively JT still does the job. I know offensively he struggles at times, but how
for whatever reason I have a feeling you forgot about a couple guys that are on
I know I
team.
definitely did. Well, I can't put every player on the list.
No, I know. I'm looking at my list and I'm like, who is he keeping out of here?
That's fine. All right. And then my number 8 is Bryson Stott. Now, I know he's been in a slump, and I know people have been hating on him lately because obviously they're like, oh, well, time to send down Stott or try to do this, trade him. It's like, dude, first of all, he's going to win a Gold Glove this year, defensively. Now, and offensively, maybe it was more the pressure of being at the top of the lineup is why he went through that slump, and now he's kind of starting to break out a little bit. He had the big triple the other night. But I just think I feel like Stott is going to be here for years to come for this team. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. And it's one of those things where it's like, I knew he was in a slump and it was not like, oh my God, he's injured again. Same thing as last year. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's that type of thing. Yeah. So that's my 10 through 8 for right now.
Okay. So number 10,
okay,
I have Stott.
Okay.
I'm a little pitcher heavy on my list.
Okay. That's fine.
Not like overly, but I put a lot of stock into how good this starting rotation is.
For sure.
Stott's been struggling. He had the good triple, obviously, the other night, or double with Field, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They scored that a double, by the way. I don't know if you know.
Okay, that's fine.
Which I didn't know, but
yeah.
until the other day. But yeah, I have him 10. I think this list is kind of top heavy.
Yeah.
So it's not a disrespect,
okay,
but I think that's where he belongs.
Word.
Number 9, I have Orion Kirkring.
Okay, I respect that.
Now,
we'll shaky, but
this and my number 8 could go either way.
Yeah.
But I just think he's been really stepping up lately. I think they finally found the role for him, and again, he's 122 saves away from beating Jonathan Papelbon for the all-time save.
And one crotch.
So yes, and one crotch grab.
Crazy,
insane. But I think once he finds his rhythm, which I think he's getting ready to.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a great player. My number 8 is Castellanos.
Okay.
He's been struggling this year.
Yeah, it was tough for me to leave him off. Well.
Oh, great!
Awesome. Yeah, there I like
so.
Shut my mouth.
He's been struggling defensively. Obviously, now he wants to see the metrics, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
He needs to step it up.
Okay.
And maybe that benching did it to him.
Yeah.
But he's been looking good the past couple of games. But he's number 8 on my list. You'll see why.
Okay. All right. So now, do you want to do? We'll do 7 through 5.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So number 7 for me, Christopher Sanchez. It's pretty self-explanatory. Sanchez has obviously been one of our reliable pitchers in the starting rotation this year. It's not anything like I feel like Sanchez does his job a little differently sometimes, where it's like he's not Wheeler.
I totally forgot about Sanchez.
He's not Wheeler to where it's like, he's gonna go out there and give you maybe like 9-10 strikeouts. And now I know I picked Sanchez before the year to have the most strikeouts for the team, but obviously right now in my case, not good. But I just think Sanchez, he's improved obviously in some aspects of his game. And outside of the 2 bad starts, or maybe 1 or 2 bad starts that he had early in the season, he's kind of picked back up. And he's just, I feel confident every time he's on the mound. So yeah. That's why I have him right now. Number 6, this one was a tough one for me because I have mixed feelings about this guy, but I put Alec Bohm there. Now, obviously I was big on trading Bohm in the offseason. And I always text you whenever he goes good or bad, that's your third baseman.
That is my third baseman.
That is your third baseman. So, but I think obviously he's improved. He's definitely, done good things this year so far. Obviously he got off to like slow start at the beginning of the season, but he's kind of picked back up a little bit. So last night he had a pretty good hit to drive in and run early in the game, and drove the ball to the other side of the field, which is good to see. And that's what you just want from him. Driving driving in runs, putting the bat on the ball. You would like to see a little bit more of the power from him, but maybe that's just gonna, to be determined throughout the season.
Yeah.
And then number 5, I have Ranger Suarez.
Okay.
Obviously Suarez, we know he's in the contract year right now. But again, another pitcher where it's just like, I feel pretty confident when he gets on the mound. And I mean, depending on what happens with this Nola situation throughout the, when he comes back and through the end of the year, I mean, Suarez might be up there for being that 1 or 2 pitcher. Oh, probably number 2 because he's going to be 1. But when we get into the playoffs, he's going to be that number 2 pitcher.
Yeah.
So that's why he's there.
All right. So my number 7, I have Ranger.
Okay.
Since May 10th, he's pitching to like a sub-2 ERA.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable.
Okay.
And he's just been a steady rock. And it's gonna really be a tough decision as far as, do we want to let him walk? Do we want to? Some people were talking about trading him at one point, but now it's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like I want to keep Ranger.
Yeah.
And now you have to look at the fact that Zach Wheeler just did announce that he's going to retire after this contract is over.
Mm-hmm.
Now he could change his mind, but you have to plan for the future. And I think Suarez is a guy that can carry this rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have Bohm at 6.
Okay.
That is my third baseman. I think the best version of this team is with Bohm at third base.
Yeah.
And he's been heating up, and he's an RBI machine. Now he's also a double play machine, but when he's at the plate and you got runners in scoring position and there's one out, you can almost guarantee he's going to get him in.
Yeah.
And then my number 5 is Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus has been
interesting.
Sanchez isn't on my list, and for whatever reason, I had a brain fart. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's not on my list, so just don't be surprised. I put Jesus there because he's just stepped up all year. He had those couple bad starts, which I think he was tipping pitches. There's a lot of proof that says he was.
Yeah.
And I hope he has a great game tonight so I don't look stupid. But
yeah, exactly.
That's my number 5.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll do 4 through 2, and we'll keep number 1. That'll be like the
okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
All right, all right.
That works.
All right, here we go. So this is gonna surprise you a little bit. So my number 4 is Bryce Harper.
Wow, you did it! Oh my gosh, I didn't know if you were gonna do that or not. Oh Lord, I'm shocked. Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
Listen, obviously I love Bryce.
Wow.
And he'd be at the top of my
Jack
list.
would be disappointed.
He would be at any time on number 1 as of right now. But obviously, I think it doesn't help the case that he's been out with injury.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the power factor hasn't played into a lot of like home run balls. Like, I mean, he's got like 10 home runs or whatever. So like obviously hitting a ball home run.
9,
but
I think it is. Or no, it might be 10.
I just think like obviously it remains to be seen what more he can give us after he comes back. And that's the reason why I also asked Jack that question, is just because like, am I going to get the same Bryce Harper that I know? And that's the thing though. And that's why I'm a big Harper and like I support him so, because I know what I can get from Bryce Harper. I know what type of player he is. Obviously, I know he's getting older. He's dealing with small nagging injuries, whatever, recently. But it remains to be seen. And I just, when he comes back, I need to see a little bit more, right? All right, and then my number 3 is Kyle Schwarber. Okay. Obviously, yeah. Like your face is like, all right, maybe
I'm trying to
but...
piece together the rest of your list.
Okay, hold on. So I just feel like obviously Schwarber does what Schwarber does. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he hasn't had the greatest June like he usually does. He's hit some homers here and there, but it hasn't been like almost every freaking game where like usually it was like, oh my God, every game he's hitting a homer. It's June Schwarber, you know what I'm saying? But, he's doing what he's got to do. And I would like to see a little bit more, especially like there was a couple games when Harper was first out where he was kind of struggling a little bit. And it's like, obviously they're probably pitching around him. He was so comfortable, protecting Bryce Harper when he was in the lineup.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like maybe that kind of bothered him a little bit. And then like he was like struggling a little bit. He was like, I forget what the streak was, but he was like 2 for like 40 something at bats or something like that.
Yeah. It was bad.
But that's why I'm there. And then number 2 is Zach Wheeler. I think, obviously with Zach, it's like you can put him at 1, anything in the top 5 really. And I just think like obviously we know what we're gonna get from Zach Wheeler. Hopefully that maybe, if his performances keep going how they're going good, he could win a Cy Young this year. And now, hearing the recent news with the whole retirement thing, which by the way, I mean, I'm pretty sure he like told us that.
He did say that. Yeah.
It's getting a little like overblown with the, oh my God, like he's like, dude, relax.
I was a little shocked, but then I remember reading somebody say like this, he said that this likely will be his last contract. And I was like, yeah, that's true.
But he's done a lot for this year so far.
Yes.
And I think he will. And I feel pretty confident about that. So I'll let you go for
So my number 4 is Trey Turner.
Okay.
He's been on fire recently.
Yeah.
That leadoff spot, he's been doing awesome. We talked about it in the last pod.
Yeah.
And we almost argued, but then we realized we were on the same side.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been a dog this year. I think people give him a lot of flack because of his contract and things like that. But I think he's very important to this club.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 for me is Schwarber.
Okay.
I can't put Bryce under Schwarber. I can't do it. I gotta put Schwarber's got to go a spot down on my list. I have to. I
do it situational wise as of right now.
Yeah, I get it.
And I obviously that's going to always be like, I can't put like Schwarber in front of Harper, but I'm just saying as of right now.
I think I still think Bryce is more important.
He is more important, but I'm saying like I'm also basing it off of, like some other things too.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Down
which
to where he's
leads me into my number 2, which is Bryce Harper.
Okay.
I don't think he's done enough to be number 1 on the list, but I think he's crucial to this ball club. I really do.
For sure.
When he comes back, we're going to notice a difference.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
And I think the other thing is too is like we know Bryce Harper is important to the team. Like that's obvious.
Yeah.
But I also want to see like, can these other guys be important too? Like, we need them to be important. We need guys to be like Alec Bohm, Castellanos be important. We need them to like, consistently play good baseball because we know what we're going to get from Bryce Harper. But if they're pitching around Bryce Harper and he's not getting opportunities to show his greatness or whatever, can you really, that it's just, I know. Whatever. But it is what it is. All right, so here we go with number one. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So my number one right now is Trey Turner.
I knew you were.
So obviously right now Trey Turner has been playing well, like you just said. Yeah. He's batting around 300. He's not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's getting on base. He's stealing bases. He's doing exactly what I've always preached for him to do and what we signed him to that big contract to do. And that's what I like to see, the progression. That's why putting him at number one I felt okay with, just because I'm seeing progression. I'm not hearing the outside noise. Oh, he needs another ovation. Oh, he needs that. Oh, he needs this. No, just go out there, play your game, and especially if you're hitting leadoff or second or whatever. I mean, if he wants to stay in leadoff, he's comfortable there, fine. Yeah. Leave him at leadoff, whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you just need to do what you need to do. And what he's doing, getting on base and driving runs, stealing bases, that's what we know him to be doing. Yeah. You don't have to do the ball in the ballpark.
That's what he's supposed to be doing.
And defensively, yes, he's had his struggles here and there, but he
less errors than Lindor.
Exactly. So I mean, listen, the sample size can be different on that. But anyway, but yes, that's why I have Trey Turner at number one of my list. So
my number one is Zach Wheeler.
Okay, yeah,
and it's
top three. I mean, top 3 to 5.
I'm a big pitching guy. I love watching pitchers.
Yes.
Whenever he's on the mound, I just go, offense just needs to get him a couple runs, and everything will be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
And to have a guy like that consistently, he's going to come in second again for the Cy Young this year for the third year in a row. And I think we're going to look back on Zach Wheeler and not realize what we had. Now he's starting to get some serious recognition, but he's automatic. Yeah. And I compare him to Roy Halladay all the time. And he's not as good as Roy was, but the preparation is there. The intensity is there. Yelling at umpires. That's what I want to see. That right there. That's what I want to see. Yeah. We have him till the end of his career. And if he ends up making the Hall of Fame, which who knows, if he has a championship by then, I feel like it's kind of a lock. Well, not a lock, but it's a pretty good, pretty good chance. I think he will go into the Hall of Fame as a Philly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with everything you just said. I have no argument for that. And I guess, some pretty, interesting lists right there. I mean, I know you were shocked by some. I was shocked by a little bit.
I'm just shocked that you put Bryce 4.
It was tough, man. I really had a hard time doing that. Like, dude, like that's the thing. It's just like he's my favorite player, obviously, and it's just like I expect more out of Bryce Harper. Yeah. And he's had a good but not great start to the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's just I need the best out of Bryce Harper. I know I can get that. And I know he's important to the team, but I need also everybody else to also be important. So we can win this championship. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, great list, good stuff. Real quick, look at some of the stuff in the chat right now on YouTube. I do see some of the stuff you guys are putting in there. Shout out to you guys. Stephanie Giordano, Michael Santamore, all those guys, Gabby. The one comment Mike said, I see the Phils kicking the tires on Aroldis Chapman if the Red Sox themselves.
No.
You're not a Chapman guy?
No, I'm not a Chapman guy. He's old, dude. I think he's cooked.
The 1.6 ERA is not really telling me that he's old.
You know what's going to happen. He's going to come here and he's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And then it's not so much that I'm against him. I'm against what their price is going to be. Because I saw an article, I don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah.
Somebody said that for Darren Duran and Aroldis Chapman, we should trade Ranger, Kemp, +++. Or Ranger, Abel, +++.
Yeah.
No. Or Crawford. I'm sorry, it was Crawford.
Yeah.
I apologize. Crawford and Ranger. I am not giving up Justin Crawford for Darren Duran. I'm not doing it.
Because I've been hearing like Duran's name a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of Duran, like other people are.
I think
first of all,
decent.
we don't need enough left-handed bat. So
the price is a little much again, but I think he's a good player.
And then Gabby said Jack because he was on here.
Okay, Gabby said pitching against the Phillies, and he's officially pinched against all the teams. Pitching against the okay, all right. Okay. I know what she's talking about. I was trying to put that all together, exactly. Man. It's tough.
Congratulations, guys. So proud of you both. Thank you. Mike said about Papelbon is a dude, plain and simple. Guy knows how the game is supposed to be played. Chips aren't won on popularity contests. I mean, that's true. But I mean, when you get into it with the fans of Philly, like you're never going to get the end of it. So
exactly.
It's like, dude, I mean, whatever his, I guess, label is in Philly, that's for certain people to determine. Yes, he's a good player.
I think he's one of those guys that kind of divided the fan base a little bit.
You think
and
so?
Also, I think it also doesn't help that the back end of when he was here was when we were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Help, so.
Yeah. A little rough.
Yeah.
Little rough times, man. Don't want to remember those.
Nope.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, listen. Oh, well, actually, real quick. I almost forgot. Unbelievable. Predictions for tonight.
Yeah, if you forgot that would have been something.
That would have been rough. Yeah.
I think we squeak out the win. I think Luzardo shuts him down.
Give me a score.
4-2.
Okay.
4-2.
You think Luzardo has a good game?
Yeah.
Who's the homer tonight? Phillies.
Schwarber.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Phillies win tonight. I'm gonna go.
Schwarber almost had a 2-run home run last night.
Almost did. It was close. I'm gonna go 5-3 tonight.
Okay. Phils?
Yes. Luzardo, I think, has decent game. Maybe give up a run or two. And for me, I'm gonna say Otto Kemp goes deep tonight.
Interesting.
If he's in the lineup. I'm pretty sure he's in the lineup. Hopefully he's in the lineup.
Did they release the lineup for today? No,
I don't think they did. No, I gotta post that one.
Not for a 7-10. Yeah. Not for a 7-10 game.
Apparently, shout out to our boy Luke, who just reported that Phillies have recalled Alan Rangel dude from AAA and Michael Mercado's option. So
what's the difference?
Dude, but again, back to my point.
Now we're just wasting options.
But again, to my point of if that's something they're going to get, they're going to go in the minors. So I'm just saying that we're not going to. Dude, stop expecting a trade right now. It's not happening until the trade line.
No. I'm not expecting a trade.
No,
I'm expecting them to just leave Lazar there.
It's all the other fans out there that are like, oh, make a trade now.
I know.
Yeah, let's trade Alec Boehm. Okay, genius. Yeah, it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are we doing here?
I know.
Just start throwing out players like left and right. Like, let's trade our 280 hitter.
Yeah,
it's on like a.
That's been on fire.
Yeah. Okay, it's great. Yeah, running out their price
idea.
now. So I think the Phils close it out tonight, win the series. Very important. They need to win this series tonight. It's definitely gonna be tough though with Peterson on the mound. He's obviously kind of had our number a little bit, so I'm a little scared for that. I'm not starting in fantasy though. I can't do that, especially against us.
I gotta check my fantasy lineups for today.
Yeah, gotta do that.
Games have already started. But
Gotta. Yeah. Unfortunate games started so early today, but it is what it is because that picks people up. Anyway, other than that, yes. Again, thank you for everybody who's been here till 50th.
Thank you so much.
This is
it's been awesome.
It's been really awesome. It's been fun. I did bring the bottle of champagne up here. I'm gonna. You gotta pour a little more. You know what I'm saying? Do you want more or no? Are you good?
I'll just take a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Nothing crazy. That's good.
That's good. All right. I mean, hey, come on.
Yeah.
You gotta, celebrate a little
That's
bit.
good.
It's a good achievement. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten this far. So,
well, I mean, next stop 100, I guess.
Next stop 100. Let's keep it going. And, cheers to 50, man. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers to 50.
Cheers to Phillies. Cheers to Phillies. I said cheers to Phillies. Cheers to the Phillies. Promise you, it's unbelievable. Ridiculous. But anyway, got anything else?
No. Go Phils.
Go Phils. We out of here. Peace. Cheers to the Phillies. Yeah, you stop it.